is a comedian, actor, comic book maker, and cobbler. He fixes shoes. He's the best. You can see him in the new anthology series, Shatter Belt. It's available on digital and on demand now. Please welcome Patton Oswalt. Good to see you. Thank you for coming.
Oh, great to be here, man. Thanks for having me.
I saw it on Instagram last week. You voted.
I voted. I got my little sticker.
You get a sticker when you vote early.
You get a sticker when you vote early. It's awesome. The wife and I woke up very early that morning. We had breakfast. We talked it through. And by 5 o'clock that evening, she had convinced me to vote for Kamala. So,
she had?
Yeah. And
Took a while,
I took a risk. Yeah.
So you were leaning toward Trump, or?
I mean, look, he's so funny. He's just funny. I appreciate funny.
Can I ask you a question? Is everyone, I don't know why people think I know something. I don't know anything.
Yeah.
Is everyone you know, like, scared and asking you for reassurance?
I'm not the guy to go to for reassurance.
I'm
just as, but I'm very hopeful. I'm very optimistic. I'm voting for Kamala, and I'm hoping that she wins. But please keep in mind, Barack Obama, 2 terms of Barack Obama, black man. The reaction was Donald Trump. I want Kamala to win, but just keep in mind, 1 or 2 terms of Kamala, black woman, God knows what that reaction's gonna be, all right? They are growing that thing in an underground lab right now. There's an aquarium full of Alex Jones's urine, and there's like 10 incels or into it, and they're just reading it comments from Reddit on the new Lord of the Rings show.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
You sometimes think, like, will we look back and think, Trump wasn't that bad?
Again, something's in the underground lab. That's all I'm saying.
You've been, I know, volunteering. You've been phone banking, right?
I've been phone banking. Has anyone here ever phone banked for an election? Done phone banking? All right, people, if you've never phone banked, it's a sample of pure insanity. You get to spend an hour a day talking to the craziest people. It's like the best podcast you've ever listened to, and you're the host. Because you're just calling up and they're all like, Biden and Trump and the black helicopters and the 5G. It's just nonsense, and I can't get enough of it. I love it. I'm just like, tell me about the skinwalkers. I love this. So, so there's been these moments where, you really are in touch with something.
Where do you get the phone numbers?
You sign up for the phone banking service. They put the numbers up, and you just call each one you're connected, and, man, you speak to some really incredible
What can you give us a real example of somebody you spoke to?
Well, I also did it. Okay, I did it back in 2020. This is how profound this was, because I've never forgotten this guy. We're doing phone banking in Nevada, not Las Vegas, the desert, the desert dwellers.
Right.
So, and again, it's an hour of just screw the government, and they're putting things in the water, and then I get one guy on the phone. I said, "Hi, I'm calling to see if you're gonna vote in the 2020 election." And he goes, I'm not, they're both I've never voted. And then you got to stay on the line and get demographic information. So I'm like, okay, can I ask what you do for a living? He goes, I don't work. I go, oh, do you have an apartment or house? He goes, I live in a house. I go, well, how much is the house worth? He goes, nothing. They were building a development out here and they stopped, and a bunch of us just came out here and grabbed the house. I was like, you're talking, do you have electricity? And he goes, I built a little windmill, and
windmills.
And it powers, I got a little hot plate, and I just make tea and noodles. I'm happy. I got a fireplace. I light that at night, keep me warm. And I go, do you do anything else for food? He goes, well, all these hippies moved up here, and they have all this livestock, but then they name them, and they don't want to kill them. I'll kill a pig. I don't care what its name is, man. I want some bacon. You write whatever you want in that web. I'm bringing that hammer down, man. Give me some ham. So he goes and he kills livestock for all the hippies that live up there. And they give him eggs and bacon, and he's happy there. And I go, well, do you get your news from like TV? He goes, I don't watch TV. You ever looked at a fire? And I had to stop because I have looked at a fire.
Sure.
And fire is awesome. Have you ever looked at a fire? Like, yes, I have. And TV right now is incredible. It's not as good as looking at a fire. I'm sorry. It is not as good. So in my mind, I'm like, learn to build a windmill, learn how to kill animals. And then here's the thing that broke my brain, though, and really made me question my life. I said, what else do you do for entertainment? And he goes, well, I have a dirt bike and a shotgun. And I ride out in the desert and I shoot at rabbits. And I said, oh, so are the rabbits a source of food? And then he said, you can't hit a rabbit with a shotgun from the back of a dirt bike, you idiot. I said I shoot at them. I'm not gonna hit them. They know I'm not gonna hit them. They all line up. I chase them around for an hour. We have a ball. And I come home, I look at my fire. I'm like, oh my God. I have to.
Patton Oswalt is with us. We'll be right back.
It's from Friends, it's old.
I've watched every episode.
Okay.
Black people watch Friends.
Yes.
Hey, Vanessa, you watch Friends?
No.
It's the one where Ross is going to go to China, right? So then Joey says, oh, go to China, eat Chinese food. And then Chandler says, of course, over there, they just call it food.
Okay, it's good.
Yeah.
It's not the funniest.
I didn't
It's
say
good.
the funniest. I said the best. Okay, it's the best. It's true. It's startling because it's true.
That is Patton Oswalt in Shatter Belt, which is, from what I understand, you love this director who made a movie.
Yeah, the guy that directed these episodes, his name is James Ward Burkett, writer-director. He wrote the movie Rango, and he wrote and directed this little independent science fiction film called Coherence. It's one of the best films I've seen in the last 10 years. It is so freaky and genuinely mind-bending. Like, genuinely, when you're done watching it, you'll want to sit and talk. What do you think was happening there? Well, if you notice, it's one of those kind of movies. It's streaming. You can find it, Coherence. It's streaming. So he did these 4 short episodes. It's a show called Shatter Belt. It's like an anthology show like Black Mirror,
Twilight Zone,
yeah. So each one is its own little short film, and I'm in one of them called The Specimen, which, as normal as that scene just looked, I guarantee you things get very, very weird and deep and freaky and philosophical. And each episode in itself is just such a really fun watch. And if you're going to watch all 4, there's an episode called Pearls. Watch that one last, all right?
Okay.
Don't start with that one.
Okay.
That one goes so far off the deep end and is so insanely good.
I have to say, like I admire what you do because besides being funny, there are certain things you love and you seek those things out and you make time for those things.
Love 'em.
Like comic books. You write comic books.
I write
This
comic
is
books.
a new comic book that comes out this week that you've written with some other guys.
Yes. Now,
It's Barfly?
but oh God, Jimmy,
It's not Barfly?
yes, it is. No, it's about the dog from Family Circus. Listen, that was for 8 people. All right, so this is, if you pull in even closer, it says Minor Threats. That was a comic I'm doing with Jason Blum, and then other writers have come to us and gone, oh, there's a character in the background, this guy. That's Barfly, his actual name.
There he is,
you
right
can
there.
believe me, yeah. His name is Eater. And
Uh-huh.
he is a human-fly hybrid henchman who no longer has anyone to hench for, trying to find his place in the world. And they pitched that story to us as a little side thing, so we're building this whole universe.
It's a spin-off, if you will.
I love it.
And
I'm
next
getting into
month,
it.
on November 2nd, you are having a comic book convention, right?
Yes, I and Jordan Blum and Jeffrey Iser, who owns Revenge of Pinball and Comics out in Eagle Rock. We do a thing. This is our 2nd annual Creator Con block party. It is just purely, it's basically just the comic book part of like Comic-Con. It's just for creators and writers.
Isn't that what Comic-Con was at the beginning?
In the 90s, yes. And now when you go, if you've been to Comic-Con, it is massive movie studios and streaming networks and all kinds of products, and it's just massive. And we wanted it to be more like the way it was in the 90s. Come, meet the creators, hang out. It's Nerdicella. It's basically all it is. It's nerd. You go there, we have this big back area with booths. You meet people. We've got a pizza truck. We've got all kinds of yummy beverages. Inside the store, if you've ever been inside a Revenge of, there's pinball machines everywhere. It's designed to look like the inside of a spaceship. It is one of the freakiest comic book stores you can visit. So,
Really?
and all day, it's just super chill. We're hanging out all day.
And if it
Best.
becomes a big success over, you do it again year after year, will you run all the comic book people out and you'll bring in all the Marvel characters?
We will immediately throw them under the bus
Yes,
and
yes,
just start.
yes. That's the way to do it.
We're in 5 years, it'll be the Crystal Light Chips Ahoy parking lot con. I don't know. We're gonna fight tooth and nail just to keep it the creative. If you read comics, I guarantee your favorite writers and artists are there. That they just come and hang out. It's the best.
Excellent. Patton Oswalt, everybody. November 2nd, the Comic Creators Block Party. Shatter Belt is available on digital and on demand. And it's not called Barfly, no matter what it says.
Oh, Barfly.
Barfly. We'll be back with Naomi Scott.